Was Mahatma Gandhi really the way he's portrayed in our textbooks? A benign and benevolent leader? I recently came across a book, The South African Gandhi, which seems to tell us otherwise. Thoughts on Gandhi in general? Yes, sir. Good question. And uh, before I go there, so the book that you're referring to is this here book. It's called The South African Gandhi. It's by Desai and Wahed. And this book talks goes into great detail about into Gandhi's life and actions and activities and career in South Africa. Right? He was in South Africa for I think over 2 decades. So this goes into that, and it references Gandhi's own writings. So it goes to the very heart of the matter. It takes words from the man himself to explain what his career was like. And let me just read out one quote in Mohandas Gandhi's own writings on the back of the book. I think you can read it. So let me read it out to you. This is Mohandas Gandhi who writes in 1920. No Indian has cooperated with the British government more than I have for an unbroken period of 29 years of public life. I put my life in peril 4 times for the cause of the empire. This is what Mr. Mohandas Gandhi said in 1920. This is what he wrote. It's still available in the public domain. If you know where to look, you'll find it. Now, let me show you some more interesting snippets from Mr. Gandhi's life from this book and thereabouts. Yeah. So here's one example of Mr. Gandhi's activities. Mr. Mohandas Gandhi served as a sergeant major in the British Army during the Boer War in South Africa, 1899 to 1902. Okay, that's point number one. Secondly, Mr. Gandhi recruited Indians to fight and die for Britain in World War I. Right? Let me show you some more truths about Mr. Gandhi. Mr. Gandhi Mr. Gandhi begged the British to allow Indians to fight for the British during the Boer War in South Africa. He sought to give Indians the opportunity of a thorough training for actual warfare. So Mr. Gandhi did not believe in non-violence when it came to supporting his British masters. Here's some more. So Mr. Gandhi was a loyal servant of the British Empire. He encouraged Indians to fight for Britain during World War I. He actually went to villages. He went from village to village trying to recruit Indians to fight for the British Empire during World War I. And he wrote to the Under Secretary of State for India, begging him to accept his services to the authorities. He never preached non-violence to the British. And here is evidence. This is Mr. Gandhi's own letter, the aforesaid letter. We beg to offer our services to the authorities. And Mr. Gandhi speaks about sharing the responsibilities of membership of this great empire. So these are some facts, some small facts about Mr. Gandhi, just a few among very many. Mr. Gandhi's writings, his voluminous writings, are all available in the public domain. I would encourage you to check them out. They are rather eye-opening, I would say. So these are the facts, and the facts speak for themselves. I don't have to give my opinion about the matter. I would like to hear your opinion about the matter. Right? I have shown you some facts. You can look it all up yourselves. You can take a look at the book. You can buy the book online if it's available online, I'm sure. But even better, just look up Mr. Gandhi's own writings. They are all available online for free, right? And just go through them if you have the time, and you will find very interesting facts that will emerge from there. So that's all about Mr. Mohandas Gandhi, Mr. Mahatma Gandhi.